Shvat, zo snel gaat. Ja, en dit valt wel. Dus
Ja.
It is New Year. Okay.
ja.
We have 4 New Years.
New Year of the trees.
Trees. But a man is a tree. אילן במה אברכך, שיהיו פירותיך מתוקים. That's your frucht. They should be sweet. Okay, I will put it in. Yeah. Okay, let them. Okay.
Handelen we dan de?
Nee.
Bemoei je niet mee.
Nee, dat is goed. Alle begrijpen Engels. Ja, en mijn Engels is niet zwaar om te begrijpen. Het is voor Engels van een Fransman. Oké. Okay, so I was asked to speak today about the limit of the human responsibility.
The limits of the root. Okay.
The human responsibility. So the halacha. The halacha doesn't discuss only in the result, what happened exactly, but also if the person was conscious or inconscious, the bchira chofshit, the liber arbitre. That means if he was, how do we say, if he was free of his decision, and then his capacity to begrijpen what gaat here. Okay, so that's the 3 pillars to see if someone is responsible. But en onshim ela in ken mazirin. We know also that there is a principle in the halacha that we cannot punish anyone if he was not muzhar. That means that you told him, don't do it, and he did it, so the Bedin can punish him. But if no one told him, if there was no, how do you say, also if on himself he knows what he's doing.
Was not warned before.
Wat zegt u?
Was not warned before. Hij werd niet eerst gewaarschuwd.
Yeah.
So you should warn somebody when you say, I'm coming to kill you?
Yes, absolutely.
You have to warn before.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Okay.
Doe dat maar niet.
Now there is a principle, what is a moral verplichting. That means a responsibility chayav bedine shamayim, and the responsibility chayav bide adam. That the bedin, the court can say you have to pay, you have to give to this and this man damage because you have damaged him. Okay. And there is still the penal responsibility that we will see later. But we see, the Gemara says, Cheresh shote vekatan, pgiatan ra. Okay? So, Cheresh, that means in the past, someone who didn't hear, so he couldn't arrive to any education because there was no communication possible. So he was very limited in his man. Shote, that means someone not meshuganer. Meshuganer is psychiatric. Shote is someone who is born with no any intellectual capacity like a child, limited.
Zwakzinnig.
Okay, nowadays they have words who are more, how do we say, more polite and more appropriate. And Cotton is a niet gewachsen kind. Okay, so he.
Kind gebleven.
Nog niet Bauritze. Nog niet Bauritze.
Verstandelijk.
Yes.
Was het kind.
So if all these people are doing a nezek, he breaks me my window, what can I do? Nothing. Okay? I can do nothing because I cannot bring him to the Bedin to pay. Chayav bedine shamayim. He is chayav in the Himmel. What does it mean? What does it mean? If the Bedin, God is more intelligent than the Bedin, what's going on here? If Torah lo b'shamayim, Torah is not in Himmel. So why he can be punished by God, but he's not punished by him? Because the Bedin is a black and white institution. He is responsible or not. He is verantwortlich for what he did or not. And that's it. But by Bidei Shamayim, he can say, no, I know this boy who is 12 and a half, he is already 95% verantwortlich. This boy who is 10 is 30% verantwortlich. Okay, so Akash Baruch Hu, he can decide that but in Dine Odom, in jurisdiction here, there is no such a thing to say to someone, you are responsible for 20%. More than this, if there is an accident, and there is 3 persons who are involved in this accident, okay, on the spot, on the how do you say, on the cross, on the crossing. So one is coming from the right, and the light was not working. Okay, could be. The guy who was coming from the left was with alcohol on a high. How do you say?
Reed hard.
Yes. And the guy who came from the middle was with no driving license. Okay?
Oh.
So
No.
Dat is beschuldigen.
so they clashed together, but Baruch Hashem, it was in town, so it was 30 kilometers maximum. So there was only a nezek, only, how do you say, damage to the car. Okay, so there is no evaluation. The damage is from 5,000 euro. Okay, for the 3 cars, 5,000 euro.
Manches and ganzes.
What?
Manches and ganzes.
Maar de driver die had het no license, he is
No.
verantwoordelijk.
So the 3, how do you say, the start that the light was not working is verantwoordelijk.
Ja.
The drunk man is verantwoordelijk, and the
No license.
no license. Okay. So when you see in penal laws, they will say there are 33%. How do you say verantwoordelijk? Schuldig.
Schuldig.
According to the Halacha, it's not right. They are everyone 100% verantwoordelijk. That means 100% the area, the start because the light was not working, 100% because this guy who was drunk has no reshus, he didn't have the He was not allowed to drive, and the guy with no driving license was also not allowed. Oh, that you say good. You cannot pay 15,000, but at the MS, yes, there is here. So by paying, you pay only. So they are responsible 100%, everyone, but you cannot pay more than the damage.
No.
You cannot. So they pay only 33%. That means that if, for example, if in the middle, for example, the drunk guy died, and there is no Yorshim, there is no anyone, okay? So the other guys has to pay 50-50, because still they are responsible at 100. At the end, the 5,000 has to be paid, okay? So that's already a difference of perception, how do you say, how you...
Estimate.
Hoe het geld wordt betaald. De
Nee,
5.000 moeten betaald
yes, but
worden.
how you make the definition of the responsibilities. That means you say everyone is responsible for 100% because he was not supposed to do what he did. He was not supposed to drink before he is driving. He was not supposed to drive with no driving lessons. And the start.
If a man beats his wife, and she said, she warns him, don't beat me because
Yes. Because?
you're guilty.
Yes.
But she is challenging him, so
Yes.
she said let's say in a rough voice.
Yes.
So the man said, please don't speak to me like that.
Yes.
So he gives a clap. Are they both guilty?
Yes.
They are both guilty.
Yes.
Okay.
But we will see.
Okay.
But we will see after that, at the end of the shiur, we will speak about grama and garmi.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Okay? So we have all these people, like we said, that the conscience is not enough, how do you say,
Clean.
developed, like the Cheresh Shoite Bekotten. That is the Gemara in Chagige, Daf Beis, and the Shulchan Aruch in Choshen Mishpat, Simen Reish Lamed Hei. They explain it exactly. No, the Ptur mi Onshin is not the same that Ptur mi Mazikin. That means someone can be not punished for what he did, but still has to pay. That means paying is on the lowest madrege. That means
Schade.
what?
Betalen voor de schade.
Ja, betalen voor de schade, maar it's not sure that somewhere, because he has to pay, that he has an onesh. It's not an onesh. To pay is, how do you say, it's not, it's only to reparation, yes?
Ja, niet voor straf. Alleen maar voor reparatie, ja.
Okay. So, are the parents or the tutor, the people who are in charge of these people, responsibility, have a responsibility? That come already in the question of grama and garmi that we are going to speak later on. The principle that I want to speak is en shliach ledvar avera. What is en shliach ledvar avera? Someone went and put the fire on your tongue, okay? And you have two neighbors, okay? The two neighbors, they don't like your tongue. because you are making a lot of noise in the evening in your turn. You are making turn is only to put things in. They don't want that you are making, not barbecue. You make in your turn every evening. You are, how do you say, repairing things with a hammer. They say not. So one time they called the police. The police came to you and say, please be quiet. Say the police will not tell me what to do. How do you say? I do what I want. So the neighbors, they decided to learn you in a hard way. Okay.
A lesson, yeah.
Yes. So you have two neighbors, Reuven and Shimon. And Shimon said to Reuven, that I ask you, please put fire in Moshe's stone. Okay. So if it's burned, okay, say you are rid of this stone, and it will be calm here. There will be no any more noise here. But who did it?
You don't know.
Uiteindelijk. No, I know.
Oh, you know that.
Yes. No, Reuven tell to Shimon to do it.
You know.
And then Shimon came to the basin, and he said, yes, but I did it only because Reuven asked me to do it. I didn't want to do it. I am a very, peaceful man. I bought in by Hans Anders things to put in my ear, and so I don't. It doesn't make a lot of noise, and I can sleep, and it's okay. But my friend, I didn't want to disappoint him. He was every day coming by me every morning with a coffee and say, Did you slept good last night? So I say, yes, it was okay. It's like I couldn't sleep because this Moshe who making all the time is now with his hammer. So he say, please, go. Wat zegt u?
Hij was een shaliach van Dvar Alvera.
Ja? So,
Ja, maar waarom doet hij het niet zelf? Ja.
So the halacha says, shliach en shliach ledvar avera. Why? Because divrei harav v'divrei talmid mishoimin. That means who do you have to listen? To the talmid, to the, how do you call it, talmid? The learning, or the rabbein, the lerar. Who do you have to listen? To the lerar.
Yeah.
And HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he forbid me, you, and him to put fire on the house of the neighbor, yes? So when he asks you to do it, it's something who is forbidden. So you cannot tell, yes, but he asked me to do it. Yes, he asked you to do something forbidden. So you cannot do, and you cannot say, he asked me to do it. Only in one case, we say that the guy who said to his neighbor, do it, if the neighbor was a cheresh shoteh v'katan. If the second was not a responsibility, so he sent a kid to do it, so we say yes, because he didn't have the, how do you say, the mind to, he saw that it was a joke. It's a nice, how do you say, nice play. So he did it with not, how do you say, total conscience. So is as a meshaleach, is responsible. But at end, the Gemara says that this neighbor, potor medine odom, he is potor in the basin, but chayav b'dinei shomayim. Why in the Himmel? Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu can say, yes, this guy, if he wouldn't say every day to his neighbor to do it, he would not have done it. So he has 20% of responsibility. So how much responsibility we have here according to God? 120.
120, yeah.
100, because he is in the guy who did it is in full responsibility. So according to the Torah, it can be a situation like we said before, is this accident that you have 300% of responsibility. Here you have 120% of responsibility.
So
Okay.
how is the Bidei Hashemayim affected?
What?
How is it affected in
Nowadays in nothing.
nothing?
But
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah,
But in his how do you say contability?
yeah. Yeah.
Okay, he cannot get how do you say? Yes. Okay, so divrei Hara v'divrei Atalmid divrei Mishoivin. There's a machloikes Rashi and Tosfos. If it is how do you say? If it is how do you say the Beidin say to the guy said yes, but my neighbor asked me to do it. So we tell him, Divrei Hara v'divrei Atalmid divrei Mishoivin. You have to listen to God and not to him, or it's more deep. That means Divrei Hara v'divrei Atalmid divrei Mishoivin. It makes that the responsibility cannot be, how do you say, sent to someone else. Okay. So
Does it make a difference if that man was paid?
Good. What do you think?
I think the first one is very responsible also. And the first one is not.
Is considered halachically mesit umediach, or mesayea leovrei avera. He is not clean, okay?
He's not clean, yeah.
But the guy who did it, also if he was paid, how do you say? Also if sometimes they give half of the. They give you, how do you say, half before and half after. They cut the chulden in two,
Middenweg.
and they say, here we have the half by us, the half is by you. Okay? So you cannot give to someone else the responsibility. If someone is verantwortlich, he is verantwortlich. Okay? When we say no, when it was a katan or shoite, okay. No, you ask shliach ledvar mitzvah. If you say ein shliach ledvar avera, we see that there is a shliach ledvar mitzvah.
In between question.
Yes.
In a marriage.
Yes.
And a man says something to his wife.
Yes.
Do this.
Yes.
He knows
That she will do it.
She has to do it?
No.
She has. Okay.
Absolutely not.
So he says, well, if you don't do it, I'll give you a get.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
She has to accept the get also.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
That means
Ik denk dat ze blij is.
she cannot, how do you say, she cannot say, yes, he obliged me because he said, that's not considered because she is in total
Capacity.
capacity, so she can say, no, I am not going to do it. Yes.
But he knew before the marriage that she was.
Nou, dat is not.
No, but for example, he said to his wife, I
Fire to the garden.
no,
To his wife.
he said to his wife, I can no more with your mother all the time. She's mixing in our, please put in the coffee poison, okay? And she goes, put in the coffee poison, and the schoonmoeder died, okay? Of course, she's the killer. She's totally responsible for what she did.
And the man isn't.
No, he is a mesit umediach. That's what we say.
Dat is de opdracht van de man.
Yes, beset, but the opdracht of the man. So, what is about shliach ledvar mitzvah? if, yes,
I think if a rabbi asked it.
no,
The same, always the same.
for shliach ledvar mitzvah, that means
it's responsibility.
I send you to make a mitzvah. We have both the mitzvah. We have both the mitzvah. Midot toivo kfulo mi midos pornus. That means I send you to help to this old lady to cross the road. I have the mitzvah and he has the mitzvah. For mitzvahs, you can give both 200%. Okay? That means there are mitzvahs that you cannot ask someone else to do for you. Mitzvahs shebegufoi. Then you cannot ask your neighbor to eat the matzah for you, and you cannot ask the neighbor to put the tefillin for you. Okay? That's mitzvahs shebegufo. But to give tzedakah to someone, yes, sure. You can ask, please go and give him and give him. Or please, I don't know, other chuyedaden, other mitzvahs. Okay? Now, what is the conscience by honest? When I force someone, okay? I go and put a gun.
Gun against his.
Yes, and I say, please put the fire on the turn of Shimon.
It's difficult.
That's considered already that he doesn't do it by his own. That's not considered that he did it. That's not a shaliach. That's his onus, because he doesn't have to how do you say, if he put the fire on the house of the neighbor, and the neighbor is in his house, so it's pikuach nefesh, so he has to be killed and not to kill his neighbor. Okay?
What is exactly pikuach nefesh?
Pikuach nefesh is when there is a how do you say, leves gefallen, all the Torah is, how do you say, annulled only for three things. One is avodah zarah. If they ask me to, how do you say, to beugen to the afgodenis. Gilui arayot, they tell me, please, how do you say, have a relation with this married lady. I said, no way. And if, as they say, shfichut domim, they say, if you don't kill this man, I will kill you. Okay? Why? Because we say your blood is not more red than his blood. Okay? But if they put you in a, how do I say, ficelle. Comment est-ce qu'on dit une ficelle?
מה אתה אומר בעברית? איך?
עוקדים בן אדם כמו חבילה.
Inpakken als een pakje, ja.
Okay? And the neighbors say, okay, I send you, how do you say, from the tenth, from the fenster, from the tenth for dipping on this man, and he will be killed because but when you arrive, you will, what?
Uit het raam gegooid.
Yes. So that's considered that you are not killing. He is killing. So you don't need to be killed. Okay? Because you are passive here. It's considered that you are not killing. Okay? So now...
Dood niet, ja, kijk.
Okay. Okay, good begreep. The difference between both. So the Gemara in Nedorim...
Actually, I'm thinking about the mafia.
Yes.
There are some young boys that there is big boss.
Yes.
I give you the order to kill him.
Yes.
If you don't do it, I kill you.
Yes.
They are not guilty.
Responsible?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He cannot kill. He cannot kill the other guy.
No, but is the boss guilty?
No.
Ah,
Okay.
it's not the law in Holland.
No, but we had here how is the guy the friend of Heineken? How is his name?
Oh, Holleder.
Holleder. He was eating by Marius Bloch, no?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
All the people was eating.
What?
All the people was eating in the shop.
Yes. So we say honest rachmona patre. Yes, that's the honest that if someone is in cas de force majeure, how do you say cas de force majeure in?
First majeure state.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So rachmona patre. But what is the situation if a lady is how do you say nensa? She was wrapped, beroofd, and in the middle, the police came, and the lady says hanichulo,
Ze was verkracht, ja.
and the lady said no, let him do it. Okay, the Gemara says yitzro anisle. It's the only place that we say that the Yetzer Hora is an excuse. That means if normally never a guy can say, my Yetzer Hora was, I saw this ice cream, I couldn't do it. I know that it's not kosher, but
Just like
it was so lekker. So I was anus. I was okay. I couldn't do it. But in a rap, how do we call it? In a honest, if in the middle the police is coming and how do you say you are released? How do you say she's not guilty? Okay. No, there is. You asked me before, what is the honest? If I tell you, how do you say? Oh, I am the head of the mafia, and I ask you to kill this guy. So, klape.
No, if you don't do it, I will kill you.
Yeah, absolutely. So according to Halacha, you are not, how do you say, it's not permitted to do it, okay?
No.
But if you did it, it's considered you are be'oines. You are not going to be guilty of what you did. It's forbidden, but if you did it, it's not considered that you did it. And that's the machloikes between the Rambam and the other poskim about all the Portuguese anusim. Or the anusim. They were anusim to do the avodah zorah. So if they did it, so it was forbidden to do it, to convert according to halacha, but now that they did it, they are still considered onus. They are considered that they didn't do it.
How far does
as
it go? It goes to several generations because we have the Maranos here in
Yes.
Portugal. So they say if it in 1492 they were they had to be Christians, and 1 century later, 100 years later, and they married already with the other ones who were. It's still all of them are free.
that's true. Nothing to do. כן, לא ימותו בנים על אבותם. Nothing to do with what the parents do. Nothing has no influence on the kids. Okay. So we said there is three madrigas. Physical, I oblige him to kill him. I say, okay. Menace, like you said that I say, if you don't do it, but no, I don't know. Maybe if I don't do it, he will say, okay, then do it. And also, there is no other, how do you say, alternative. There is no other choice. Okay? Okay.
It's also a choice.
But
You can choose to be killed.
yes,
That's
sure.
a choice.
Yes, absolutely.
That means if you have no choice, you always have a choice.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, but it means that there is, how do you say,
I'm not
it's,
my own killer.
no, absolutely. 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 But that's the question is how much you are responsible to do things that you are obliged to do. Verdwongen. Okay? What is not a pleasure, it doesn't mean that you're obliged. Understand? I do things that I am also not happy to do it.
Everybody do.
What?
Does everybody know all the things you do happy about to do it?
Yeah.
It's normal.
Okay. So, what we said about the katan, that's an example of that there is no halachic penalty in a bedin for a katan. Yes, that means that we say that his conscience is not enough developed to be conscious about it, and there is no exception. That means that if he's very, very clever, very, very, you know what happened. Okay, there are stories about very, very clever kids who already turned their parents in, how do you say, not in a nice situation. So, but it's still considered a katan. Okay? No, we say that it can be a situation that we say there is no moral fault, but still you need to repair it. Okay? Because you were negligent. And that we will see if to neglect something is considered groma or garmi. There is a big principle, we will speak about it. Grama and garmi, that means groma, that means because I was in the queue here and so you couldn't go straight away. So you went to the street. How do you say the parallel street? And there was an accident. You cannot say it's your fault because if you were not in front of me and I need to go in the second road. So it's considered an indirect cause. If it's an indirect cause, you cannot consider me responsible. Okay? Okay. So that's Grome. And Garmi, that means that it's not me, but still it's very, very close to me. That means if how do you say, because I'm here and I was pushed by, so I am, for example, the obstacle. And I was pushed, so I didn't do it. The other guy did it, but I am really the cause of the nezek. So that's considered garmi. We will speak about it, but
There are famous situations about balconies.
yes,
Very crowded people. They say reception and
Yes.
nothing, whatever.
yes,
And they're standing in there,
yes,
and the people, yeah, goes up like that. So they fall. And
yes.
you can't say he is the cause of it,
Yeah.
not the direct cause of it.
Yes.
יש עכשיו אולי.
Okay. So the Torah doesn't say automatically because you are the cause of the cause that you are the responsibility. Okay? So
Oh.
what is considered grome? Grome, when it's indirect, the reason of the damage. For example, when there is a notion of time, but it was not done directly, the Gemara speaks about bitke de maya. What is bitke de maya? It's an écluse. How do you say écluse in Holland? When there is, the water is not on the same level and it's closed and you open it.
Sluis.
A sluice. Absolutely, the sluice. The sluice. So there is a lot here of sluice. And when you put a knife, how do you say? There is a knife behind the sluice, and you open the sluice. Okay, and because of this knife, the guy on the other side of the sluice was killed by the knife, but with the pressure of the water, not of you. Okay, indirect. Okay, that's example. Very, how do we say? That we say that it's potur midin odom v'chaya midin shamayim, because still you are not clean in this story because you have opened the sluice. Yes, the Gemara in Baba Kamet of Samach Omud Aleph has a long, and in the Rambam Ilchos Chovel Umazik Perek Zayin there is a long discussion about it, but that means that the Torah considers there is here more fault, but still you are not enough implicated in the story to call to say that you have to pay or you have to go in jail of it. Okay, but there is in the Rishonim a distinction between groma and gami. What is gami? Gami is it's direct. The damage is straight away, or it was for sure. How do we say the result of what you did? It means yes, you open the sluice, but there is no way that the knife goes on the other side. For example, there is a knife on all the water, like a guillotine. So it's considered. So also, if you take the, how do you say, the string of the guillotine and the guillotine falls, that's considered that you have killed. It's not because you didn't push and put the knife downstairs. Because you release the how do you say the strings, that's considered gami. So, for example, there is, if someone is, how do you say, takes money and so 100 euro, it's something, it's not a value for himself. It's a value that I can go in the bank and get the money. But there is a discussion about the subject about money. But check, in the past, in Holland, there was also, like in France, a check.
Yeah.
Yes. And if I do like this on the check, okay, I got
Het is weg.
what? It's
Hij is
weg.
gescheurd, het is weg.
So it's considered garmi. It's not grome. I cannot say, yeah, but what did I burn a paper? How much is this paper? 20 cents. I give you the 20 cents. No. You were a garmi that the 100 euro was on this check. I can't get them. Okay. No, there is also a garmi.
Intention?
What? No.
No, not at all. No.
It has to do if it's direct.
Okay.
So we see that also if, how do we say, to give a wrong, how do we say, a wrong advice,
Yeah.
if it's on a normal basis, they told me what is the best, to put your money in ING or in ABN AMRO? And I tell you in ING, okay? And after 1 month, ING got bankrupt, okay?
Begonnen.
Yes.
Yeah.
But if I heard this morning at 7 o'clock before going to shul on the radio that Madoff did what he did. And someone came by me in shul at 8:15 and told me I got 1 million Yerusha. Where do you think I have to put my money? I can get 5% interest by the ING, and I can get by Madoff 25%.
Yes, but
And-
it's wrong
and I te-
advice.
And I
Because
tell
it
him,
is not-
and I tell him, go by Madoff, okay?
Yeah, but it's not. That is.
Okay,
It's
so
not
so
advice.
that's considered Garmi because I knew that Madoff was bankrupt at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
So that means that I am, how do you say, putting his money in fire. What?
Willfully, intentionally, so you had intention that he should lose
Yes,
money.
yes.
Okay.
No, but I
Intentional then.
yes, but it's not because it's intention, because I knew what happened with Madoff. By the ING and the ABN AMRO, for example, I have intention. Why? Because I told to ING that every client that I bring them, how do you say, I get 10%. Okay? So when I give him an advice, it was not a kosher advice. Okay? I gave him ING because not because I think that ING is better than ABN AMRO, but I have an interest. Okay? But that's, but because ING and ABN AMRO are the same in the risk, so what happened in it is not my fault. Also, that my intention was not good, but by Madoff, I knew at 7 o'clock that's what happened, and at 8:15 I give him the advice, so that's considered Garmi, that I went
It was a
to.
bad advice.
Yes, but not only a bad advice. No, but advice to, how do you say, the Tosfos says that it's a knas. It's not that real I am, he did it. He puts his money by Madoff, but there is a knas to a man because his intention was him to lose directly his money. Okay? So,
Who was guilty then? I advised him.
yes, so
I'm guilty then.
so I am enough guilty
You
to
know.
do this. It means it's not that I am guilty. I am not 100% guilty because he did it.
Let me say,
Yes.
may look another thing.
Yes,
The eclusie with
Yeah.
the sluis,
yes,
the knife.
yes.
Are words like water. If you put instead of the water words that can
Yeah.
also damage people, is then the water the same as the water?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's the measurement that we say here.
Okay. Goed, maar gewoon stilzwijgen blijven lezen.
Ja. Doe dat maar.
Dankjewel. Goed advies. Dat was jouw intentie.
Okay, no, there is
Goeie intentie dan.
the last that I want, because I have only 4 minutes to finish. I have, the question is,
You give us now a reason to stop.
okay.
We don't have to stop. You force us to stop.
There is Mamono Hizik. His money has bring a damage. So there is in the Gemara in Baba Kama, there is a few examples. Shor Mazik, Shor Mued. I have an animal, okay, 3 times already. He was,
Parachute.
yes. But before the 3 times, what happened before the 3 times? How much I have to pay?
100%, I think.
No, that's after the 3 times. And before?
Yeah.
Ja.
Chatzi nezek, no? Chatzi nezek, half.
Oh.
What does it mean? That, okay, we cannot say that you are responsible, but you are in charge of all your animals. You cannot say, okay, I am, weet niet, het is niet mijn probleem. Nee, het is uw probleem. Maar als die drie keer gedaan, dan bent u 100%. That doesn't mean that you don't. That doesn't mean that you need to put higher fence. That doesn't say it. The Gemara doesn't say that you are from day one. You have to put the right fence and the right string, etc., etc. But from
So what you say about the wolves in Holland is that the government is responsible for it.
about
Wolff, the Wolff.
that door.
They looked at it already 3 times.
Yes.
So actually, you should go to the government because they own it, and they say, well,
Yes, it's 3 times.
100%.
But it's not the same Wolf.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
involved. Yeah.
Nee, Bram is dood.
Maar ik heet Wolf, ik ben geen Wolf, oké?
Je zegt het echt?
No, because the bestuur, they can say, wij willen geen Wolf meer. Het is te gevaarlijk. So the payment of Nezek Sholem is only because I am, how do you say, I am responsible. That means so not that I have to be more shomer.
So if you're totally responsible, however, you have to pay more than 100% also.
Yes.
In some cases.
Yes.
What is the responsibility then?
You
You
can't pay
can
more
not
than
be more responsible than responsible.
Absolutely.
100%.
So it's
But is the
100%.
damage more? In some cases.
In some cases, because
what about the
because the responsibility is that you mamona isik. That means it's you.
Yeah.
Don't say it's my animals. So that's what we say. So if there is no more than 100%, so that's 100%. But for example, if I have, as a second example of the Mishnah Bava Kama, that if I put a boar, how do you say, a put,
Yeah.
and how to say, and he fell. The first was killed. The second only get injured, etc. So that's I have to pay all the damage that has been done. Yes, not only because of the damage, because he has created a dangerous situation. Okay, so in the boar, it's considered that you have to protect the victims. That means you have to protect all the people who are going in the street. And that's why we say, for example, that if I go with my, how do you say, my Essel in the street, and there is, how do you say, somewhere fire, normal fire, how do you say, no one is responsible, because I have to keep very, how do you say, careful of my Essel who is going in the street. And if he has broken, how do you say, things that are put in, b'tzidei Reshus Harabim, on the side of the street, he is not responsible, because he has the possibility to go in the street. So there is a space for everyone. That doesn't mean that okay. It doesn't mean that that you can forever be responsible for everything, okay? Shkoyach?
Shkoyach.
Okay.
Okay, I have to know. I have two possibilities.
Okay.
No, not two. I had, or I don't think so. You don't want the Monday before Pesach or after Pesach. You can tell me
Okay, after Pesach.
after Pesach. Then tell me.
הלו? ברוך השם טוב מאוד. אפשר להתקשר בעוד 5 דקות? אני פשוט גמרתי שיעור, רוצה לצאת.
Tell me when you want. You can tell me.
Okay.
I'm free.
I tell you exactly. Yeah.
Ja, oké. Ja, jij spreekt redelijk Nederlands.
Ik doe het wel.
Yes, so the 13, yes?
13? Yeah?
11.
13, you are okay.
Yes.
Even moment, yes. Is okay. Okay.
Nee, dan ga ik gewoon met hem mee.
Ja, maar hij moet op zijn vrouw wachten, of niet? Nee, anders neem ik je. Oh, oké. Nee, oké.
Kan je dit?
Oké, is klaar.
Joop vaak weg. Wat zeg je? Als het normaal is, breng ik jou weg in de wachttijd. Ja, natuurlijk.
Dat mag iedereen. Ja, precies. Ja, ik weet het. Ja.
Nee, ik ga gewoon met jou mee.
Wolff.
Ja.
11.
Ja.
Oké.
Vond jij het leuk gisteravond?
Ik vond het wel leuk. Dat ik niet.
Dat kan iets niet.
En laat ik dan maar niks zeggen, maar het is namelijk zo dat wacht je toch wel. Bijvoorbeeld een teken, een schets van
Niet.